What's going on, freak athletes? You just got your wheelbarrow sled? Let's unbox it. This is everything that you should have gotten in your box. If you order 2 sets of push posts, then you will receive 2 sets of these. The rest is all the same. Everything you need for step 1 is shown right here. Now, step 1 is optional. When I say optional, I mean you're gonna get a bag like this to store your UHMW plastic skis. Your UHMW plastic skis are installed on your sled already. The only time you'll ever need to uninstall the plastic skis is if you're gonna be using it on grass and turf. But if you do plan to use it outside on the concrete and pavement, you would want to have these installed for a quieter and smoother experience. Now, here's an example of how to uninstall it. You would take your bolt, put it inside, pull out the screws. When you're done, it's gonna look like this. This is with the plastic ski installed, and this is without it installed. We know that it's very easy to lose these things, along with the bolts and the washers and all that stuff. So we actually provided you guys a plastic baggie and even labeled it to store your plastic skis and all the included hardware along with it. Everything you need for step 2 is shown right here. Now, in step 2, we're gonna be installing the wheelbarrow mechanism. You're gonna start off by taking the C-bracket and lining it up with these 2 holes right here. So you line that up like so. Next, you would take your wheelbarrow attachment and simply line it up with the holes as shown earlier. You should have it in this configuration where the notch is the second one from this position right here. So from the back, it should be the second configuration. You are successfully in the right way to attach the wheelbarrow mechanism. Take your bolt washer and simply slide it through the hole until you can see it poking out the bottom. Repeat that process on the other side until you can see both those sticking out the bottom. Take a pair of washers and bolts and hand tighten on the bottom. Repeat that on the other side. Now that it's hand tightened, you would take your trusty wrenches and tighten it down. This is what your sled should look like after step 2. Everything you need for step 3 is shown right here. Step 3, we're gonna be installing the wraparound rail attachment. Now, the wraparound rail attachment looks like this. Take your wraparound rail attachment, you're gonna wanna line it up with this line right here. Simply take it, and it should look like this. It should be on the outside of that mark. You're gonna notice that there's wiggle in the wraparound rail right off the back, but we'll get rid of that. Now, take your bolt and a washer, lift it up a little bit, slide it through until you can see it outside the other side. Now take your washer and bolt and hand tighten. Now, repeat the process on the other side. Once you've hand tightened the wraparound rail, it's still gonna have a lot of movement. Simply take your trusty wrenches and tighten fully. If you're having a hard time making sure this thing is tight and this thing is facing down, simply lift it up, push down on this, or even keep your feet underneath it while tightening it up. Make sure it's elevated while you're tightening it. Repeat the process on the other side. This is what your sled should look like after step 3. Your wraparound rail should be very sturdy and in an upright position. Everything you need for step 4 is shown right here. Step 4, we're gonna inflate this tire right here. The way you would do that is you would simply pull it, bring it down until it is facing forward. Take your pump, simply pull it down until you can get this thing free. This right here is a foot stand. Now the way it works is you would bring it here, unscrew this cap right here. Make sure you don't lose it, so keep it nearby. There are 2 holes on this pump. Use the top hole. Make sure this orange part is straight. All you would do is simply insert it and lock it into place. Keep one of your legs on this one. You would just keep pushing down until the gauge reads 30 PSI. When the gauge reads 30 PSI, simply pull this orange, pull it out, and put the cap back on. Now your tire should be full of air. Everything you need for step 5 is shown right here. Now, for step 5, you're gonna install the push post. The way you would install the push post is you would look on the top of it. One says R for right, one says L for left. Simply take your push post, always have these 2 posts sticking inside, line it up with the hole, and simply slide in. Depending on which side of the sled you're on, if you're on this side of the sled, you would put it on the outside hole. If you're on this side of the sled, you would put it on the holes that are available there. Depending on which configuration you ordered, you either receive 1 set of push posts or you received 2 sets of push posts. Repeat the process on the other side. you have successfully installed the push post. Now that you've fully installed your push post, let me show you how to load a weight plate on there. So this right here is a loading bar. The way the loading bar works is you would slide it up, lift it, and slide it down. When in storage, the metal bar should be touching this magnet right here. What that magnet does is it prevents the loading bar from flopping all over the place when not in use. Now that you have your loading bar fully up and ready to go, take a weight plate and simply slide it on there. Be careful not to pinch your fingers with the metal right here and the plate. Your sled should also come with a sled strap. This ultra comfortable, super heavy duty sled strap, you would use it by sliding this carabiner into this hole right here. Simply slide it through and pull. Now, it's as easy as clipping on and stepping into it, and it automatically tightens. If you come close here, you're gonna see the different configurations of the wheelbarrow attachment. If you're below a certain height, we included an extra knob for you right here. All you would have to do is simply raise the sled and it'll click in. For most people, you would need to pull, and this would be the mode that you would use it for the actual wheelbarrow. If you wanna use the wheelbarrow function, simply take your push post, slide it in the outside most holes opposite to the wheel. You wanna slide it in and lock it into place. On the other side, take your wheelbarrow, pull, slide it into this position. This position should be good for most people. The wheel's still hovering a little bit off the ground. If you're below a certain height, you would simply need to pull this again and lift the wheelbarrow attachment to be able to use it for your height preference. But for most people, this is the height you want to use. Simply walk around, grab your handles, and lift. Now you have a fully functional wheelbarrow. When not in use for wheelbarrow, simply pull it up and it'll slide into in-use mode. The function of the wraparound rail is to be able to pull when you're out of space without having to unclip. When you're done sledding, simply take off the weight plate, pull the loading pin, and store it down facing the magnet. Pull the wheelbarrow attachment and put it down while it's in storage mode. Even in storage mode, the wheel should move. Take your push post and simply insert the top push post into it like so. Repeat on the other side. If you have two sets of push posts, take the other end, put it in like that, and repeat. Unclip the weight belt, and you can use the wraparound rail as a handle to lift it up into storage mode. If you want to move it around, you have transport wheels on the bottom for easy storage and easy access. You can even keep your sled strap on top as a way of storing it. You have completely stored away your wheelbarrow sled. Your wheelbarrow sled should have come with 3 sled spacers. The function of these sled spacers is to keep it in between weight plates so you don't pinch your fingers. If you want your wheelbarrow sled for free, scan the QR code or click the link in the description below to enter our monthly giveaway.